I was just thinking, I was like reminiscing when I was like 10, 11 years old. Um, I was very close with my cousin Robert, and he was a guitar player. And my cousin was into like, Metallica, Iron Maiden, Slayer, Nuclear Assault, Anthrax, like real like heavy stuff, man. And at the time, I was just learning the piano. I was, just beginning, you know what I mean? So he's like, yo, he's like, why don't we start a heavy metal band? Obviously, a piano is not going to be in a heavy metal band. So he knew I sang. He's like, why don't you be the singer? So now the thing was, when you look at my cousin Robin and the rest of the band, they all had the like long hair. They had the Metallica, whatever it is, Kill 'Em All, like all that stuff. You know what I mean? They were your typical like heavy metal, like really out there. You know what I mean? Like the drummer in the band was like a devil worshiper. Guy was absolutely crazy. This guy. So whatever. We used to do songs like like we did some Kiss. We loved Kiss, but we did mostly like heavy stuff like Iron Maiden, The Trooper. You take me alive, but I'll take you too. You fire musket, but I'll run you through. So when you're waiting for your next attack, you better stand. There's no turning back. You know what I mean? Oh, oh, yeah. You're like really heavy stuff. So it's funny. So we did a concert in the bass player, his name was Michael, in his backyard. He had this big, huge backyard, and everybody from Brooklyn came. We had like I was like 150 people, and we were doing everything. We were doing For Who to Belt Toes. We were doing Metallica. We were doing everything you can imagine. I mean, it was some fun stuff, but some Ozzy, of course. You know what I mean? We did a little Ozzy Osbourne, Iron Man and stuff. Black Sabbath. But the thing is, I just didn't fit the part. I was a Cougine. I had like the New York Giants shirt on. I had a hat on, like Mets. New York Mets, and everybody else was dressed up in their Metallica, Anthrax. They had like they had that heavy metal look. But I pulled it off. I sang pretty good, and everybody clapped and applauded me, and so whatever. It was around Halloween time. So the next day was Halloween. So the drummer came to me and he's like, yo, Richie, you want to hear something? You want to see something really scary, really amazing? So I'm like, yeah, yeah, whatever. He goes, I'm going to summon a demon, he tells me, right? I'm like, I'm like, yeah, all right. So he goes, no, you don't understand. He goes, there's a ritual. He goes, if you say the Hail Mary, he called it the Bloody Mary. If you say it backwards, exactly at 12 o'clock, but you have to do it quickly. You have to do it in 1 minute. Well, it has to end by 12:01. He goes, and then he had all these candles. He had a big, gigantic mirror. He goes, an entity, a demon, this is what he was telling me, is going to appear in the mirror. So I'm like, this guy's, I mean, I knew the guy was a drug addict. Whatever. He goes, watch it. Watch it. So I never will forget. I was standing like outside the hall, like, he was in the room and he did it. And I swear to you, on God, I am not kidding you. I saw this like white, like looked like a ghost almost. It was like this white, like presence. I can't explain it. And there was like a blackness. It looked in the eyes, and it kind of turned, and it was like looking at me. I friggin' ran my ass off. I jumped out of the friggin' door. I banged the door down. I ran. I was like so scared. I ran about 5 blocks. I just kept running and running and running and running, and that was the end of my what was it? Massacre days. I told my cousin Brian, I said, I think I would stick with Billy Joel, man. Stick with Elton John. But yeah, I was just telling my wife, that was some crazy stuff. I was in a heavy metal band. I was a Brooklyn Guido, little chubby kid with his giant shirt, his Mets hat. But I learned something, man. That stuff is real. Ouija boards and the summoning of evil spirits, and you really shouldn't mess with that stuff, man, because you're probably like, why are you telling us this? I just thought it was a funny story. It was of my childhood. Scared the living shit out of me, man. I'll never do that again. That I will tell you.